CalDigit TS4 is probably the most used and most hyped docking station on social media, and for good reason. Lots of ports, access to important things on the front, 98 watts of power through the Thunderbolt cable, and so on. But can a new up-and-coming company and their dock called the UDS 032 docking station actually surpass the champ? Well, let's get started and find out. In the box comes the docking station itself, a 150 watt power supply, and a decently long host cable. This is what will connect the docking station to the laptop. First, to point out, there are ports galore on this docking station. We have two USB 2.0 ports, two USB 3.0 ports, two HDMI, and one display port, a host port for the laptop, and a gigabit Ethernet port on the back. On the front, we also have two USB-C 3.1 ports, as well as a USB-A 3.1 port, an SD card slot, as well as a micro SD card slot, and finally, a headphone jack. I do like that the SD card slot as well as the faster USB 3.1 ports are on the front, as this is where I plug in my hard drives that I'm going to use for editing. I do wish the Ethernet port was a little bit higher than 1 gigabit, say 2.5 or 5, as this would allow for faster editing from a NAS drive. Power output from the UDS 032 is 89 watts, so any laptop that requires more than that will not charge. I tested with a Surface Laptop 4, an iPad Pro 11-inch, and both were fine. But when plugging in an HP ZBook G9, it would not charge, as this laptop requires a little more power through the Thunderbolt cable. The design of the docking station is quite nice. It fits the aesthetic that I'm going for on my desk. I do wish there was a power button present on the front of the dock, as this would allow me to keep my laptop in clamshell mode, rather than having to open the laptop, turn it on, and tuck it away for use later. Something that I do like is that the host cable is located on the rear of the dock. I was recently using the StarTech docking station and the HP Universal dock, and both had their cables on the front. This made for difficult cable management, and I never liked how it looked, as the cable was always present and in the way. Speeds on the docking station are consistent. The USB 2.0 ports are 400 megabits per second. The USB 3.1 ports on the front and the back are 5 gigabits per second each. And while testing the card reader on the front of the dock, I was seeing similar speeds to that of a USB-C to SD card type adapter. Monitor support is where this dock comes up a little bit short. A single monitor connected to the DisplayPort will work up to 4K 60 frames per second, but if you add a second monitor, that monitor is knocked down to 30 FPS. And that second monitor is also limited to 1080p. It does not matter what kind of monitor that is connected, so even if that second monitor is 4K, it will still be limited to 1080p. I am not sure why they made this decision, because this dock retails for $269, and the fact that it cannot run simultaneous dual 4K displays is kind of a bummer to me. But when using an iPad Pro, this device only supports one external display, and when using my laptop, I can use the laptop display as my second display. So I only use both monitors when my desktop PC is powered on, and I am using that instead. Everything else has performed as advertised. Ports on the front are fast, SD card is handy, as both the Surface Laptop and iPad Pro lack an SD card slot. Really, just the main question is whether or not you want more than one monitor connected, but they do offer other models which offer different options. So if you are interested, feel free to take a look at the link below and find one that fits your needs. But there it is, my review of the 2B number 1 UDS 032. Thanks for watching, leave a like if you enjoyed, subscribe if you're new, and have a great rest of your day.